Hey there. Welcome. Wednesday, the 25th of February, last few days of February. I won't miss it. Will not miss it. Welcome to Worldwide Ramblings. I'm looking at eyewear right now, finding a lot of empty cases. Hi, Karen Phillips. Welcome. Neophilia is here, which is a rare disease that's good for you. Includes a obsession with puppets and other oddities of this world. Nothing against puppets, though. My second wife was known as the puppet lady, made beautiful puppets. Also, Julia Joyce. Oh, with so many wires here. Yeah. Deb Smith. Hello, Jack. How are you doing? I guess I'm good. Tim Boris. Howdy, folks. Hi, Tim. I remember that name. And David Brian Lawson, an American man. Hi, Jack. Welcome. We're starting off with 23 that I can see and 3 likes, but I haven't done anything except seem a little befuddled in the opening. um, it's nice to have you aboard here. I didn't do a promo for this show at all. I meant to, but time kind of got away from me. And, you know, before you know it, it was too close for it to make sense to do a promo. Spencer for Hire says, Jack, someone told me today that he didn't get remarried because he wanted to save someone else all the pain. I like that. Yes. No offense to the ladies. Well, Jody Smith joins us and right away hits the thanks button for $1. Helen McDonald, hi, Jack from Australia. Tammy Griffin, hello, Jack. Hi, Tammy with an I. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And of course, David Brian Lawson, American, is in Lexington, North Carolina. Where are you from, Deb Smith? Where are you watching us from? Neo's going to give us a record of the ads that he gets. He seems to get more than anybody else. Are you guys getting ads too? Hobdob is here. Hi, Jack and everyone. Welcome. Deb Smith is in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Cool. How far is that from Benton? You knew I was going to ask that. I'm sure I've asked it before, you know. It's too recent for me to retain. If you had told me in 1967, I'd probably remember. Here's Elaine Peterson. Hi, Jack and family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you guys. Today, Karen went swimming, and I went over to see Carmen at the Colonial Diner. Have a little breakfast at 3 in the afternoon, or earlier than that, a little earlier than that. That's right. Tammy is in Tennessee. Cheryl Trotman. Hi, Jack. Hi, Cheryl. I think I remember you, right? Where you from? Stephen Spielich. Howdy, Jack. How's the heck are you doing? I don't know. I don't know yet. I'll have to take my emotional temperature a little bit later on. And maybe you'll be able to come to my emotional rescue if I'm flipping out. Rhonda Wolf is here, already commenting about Skutnik. Yeah, we're talking a little bit about Skutnik. This is exactly what he wants me to do. So I've avoided it a while back, and I do have a history with Michael. I think he's in France, right? Um, a while back, he just came on to the scene here during, I think, a live show. I think it was live. It might have been pre-recorded. I'm not sure, but it was no it was no friendly encounter. He just came on to raise Cain, and being the broadcaster, or used to I guess he's mostly on Facebook now, but he used to have a popular channel here at YouTube. Um, he never went on camera, but he knows that that's not the right strategy. So I was surprised. He used to believe that Bob Joyce was Elvis, and now he believes the opposite. And like he was mad at anybody that would disagree that Bob Joyce is Elvis, he seems now furious for anyone that would have any point of view than the one he has now adopted. So, okay, whatever you want to do. I'm not here to tell you what you can do and what you can't do. Obviously, I'm just covering. Well, it was like 3 or 4 people sent me an exchange between him and Sabrina Joyce McDonald Beasley. Did I get all the names in there? And so we have to go over that a little bit. We'll be talking about the State of the Union. Those of you that are non political, when I do it, feel free to just talk amongst yourselves, turn the volume down, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. Uh, Lauren Gidry is here from Athens, Tennessee. I know of an Athens, Georgia. I know of. I've never been there, but Athens, Tennessee is new for me. So welcome, Lauren. Is this your first time? I don't remember us having a Gidry before. Now, who was the famous baseball player? Ron Gidry, right? Seems to be right. Ron Gidry from many moons ago. I think that's right. He chewed me out. Yes, he does not believe Bob Joyce is Elvis, but he used to believe it very strongly. So here I came. I was the new guy in 2018 to the topic. I've been on since 2016, but I didn't even know who Bob Joyce was then. Didn't know to 2018. And then when I started reading up on everything, I realized, oh, this is a big topic. Well, look at him and hear him, things like that. So I just came on. I thought, well, I see what he's doing. I see what a few other people are doing on the topic, but nobody's going on camera and being like the chronological storyteller. So I thought, well, I have a gift doing that, somewhat of a gift. I don't have a big tech gift for people that need a lot of bright lights, bells, and whistles. If we have to roll in video, of course, I'm going to say that Andy can come upstairs, as he has done many times, and roll it in for me. And I'll just sit here amazed, and I never learn. There's so many steps, you know. Back in the early days of radio, there were, to get a commercial recorded and on the air, there were like 4 steps. Well, the digital age comes along with Adobe and all that, and it's like 12, 15 steps, and if you miss one, the whole thing goes kablooey. Well, thank you, David Brian Lawson. I do have a gift from God. Anything that's good in me is from God. It's sure not from my flesh. Is Pam here? Nonstick Pam. Yes. Hi, Jack. These stupid ads wouldn't let me on any quicker. There are a lot of ads, and people have been talking about them, but I don't bite the hand that feeds me. Um, I'm thankful for the worldwide voice, and there are people that, of course, that get YouTube Premium and don't have to deal with that, but there's a, cost involved there every month for that. Spielich, not Spielberg. That's right. Steven Spielich, good to have you aboard. Jay Pogera is here. All I know, Jack, is not Bob Joyce. What gave it away? Nor Elvis. Or is he? We have a mystery. Somewhere out there, someone knows. Is it you? That's as close as I can get to Robert Stack's delivery. I certainly can't do his voice, but he was incredible, wasn't he, on Unsolved Mysteries? I used to love that show. Oh, I saw just about every episode. He was great in Airplane. I never really saw what was it? What was his big show? The big Robert Stack show early on. See, I didn't watch it that much, so that's the reason I don't know it to call it in real time. Here's the real Tor Joe Texas. Jack is the best. Best screwball. I'm the best screwball. Rhonda Wolf is going to Household of Faith the second Sunday in March. It's just around the corner now. That'll be fun. Attendance is going to start to pick up, so get there early. Don't take anything for granted. Don't waltz in there at 9:15. You never know, Don't do that. Cheryl says she's from Maryland. Oh, yes, they had that big uh, where they block off an intersection, the young people with their hot rods and start spinning around. They won't let traffic through. And, if they lose control of the car, it's going to go spinning into either other cars that are waiting or people watching on the sides or what have you. It can end in a disaster. A couple of cop cars came on the scene for this one, and they started damaging the cruisers. No cops were hurt. Just after the governor had said how crime was way down, uh, you can manipulate statistics to say anything, and then you find out that there's major problems in this area and that area and what have you. So far, I'm no fan of the governor of Maryland and no fan of the governor of Virginia, certainly no fan of the governor of New Jersey, New York. Ron from Lafayette, Louisiana, my hometown, under the name Lauren Guidry. Okay. Are you saying Ron Guidry was from Lafayette, Louisiana, my hometown? Now I understand, Lauren. It took me a while. Yeah, huh? We have a Lafayette, New Jersey. I don't know about Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm going to say it right. Not Louisiana, Louisiana. So you follow Ron Guidry's career? No relation, right? Huh? So there you go. I'm not positive, but I got it. I got where you're going there. Yeah. The pastor is on. Oh, here we go. God, I know you think you're making a big point here, um, Joe, but we've been talking about this since 2018, and this is the 742 time I'd have to answer this. The pastor is only 73 according to government documents, according to Google. You don't have to go to the government. And you say government documents. What government documents are these that you have privy to? Tell us. Yes, that dude is Elvis. I can't explain this mystery. No, you can't explain it because Elvis wouldn't be 73. He'd be 91, and yes, you can look good at 91, for goodness sakes. Have you seen William Shatner? And he's got paunch. That gives me hope for longevity. um, he's got paunch. And then Dick Van Dyke, he's so lucid. And he does all these exercises. I just see him on the floor and he's saying, well, I never tried it this way and that way. And then he looks up at the camera and says, I can still dance. He's 100. He's 100. William Daniels. Well, I know him from St. Elsewhere. What is it? Boy Meets World, where he was the principal, right? 95 years old. He's going to be at a fan convention. If it didn't happen already, it's probably happening this weekend. William McDaniel. And there's so many more. There's so many more. Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch is still kicking. I don't know how lucid he is, but he's still kicking. So, before we start talking about the Sabrina Skutnik thing, which is seconds away, seconds. Um, I believe in the two Bob Joyce theory. I believe Robert Wayne Joyce right here. That's the best picture I have to prove my case right there. I believe Robert Wayne Joyce married Walina Hattie in 1975 while Elvis was still very busy being Elvis Presley, actively involved. And uh, this man here, who looks nothing like the man I just showed you, this is Pastor Bob Joyce from 2011. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. If you hear the voice, both talking and singing, go to my wild new Bob Joyce video. I roll in him singing "Come On to Me." He talks before the song, and we also play before that other roll-in video showing you possibly Robert Wayne Joyce, but I'm not sure of that. But that is what makes the most sense. But he sounds both in his talking voice and his singing voice exactly like Elvis Presley. He just seemed to appear in 2011. 2011. So we've told that, and you don't have to believe it, but I mean, we do have an answer for that. People that look at the current pastor and say that, well, um, he doesn't look, he doesn't look 91. Have to understand that's with good lighting and makeup and what have you. And then you see him here on the left and the right, not the one in the middle, the left and the right, and he kind of looks every bit of 91 years old, every bit of 91. I've said this before, but there's always new people. So, ah, I think you'll have a wonderful time, Rhonda, at Household of Faith. But yeah, get there early just to be sure you come too far to miss out. There's no overflow room, right? Our governor is Mike Huckabee's daughter. Yes, she's wonderful. She's doing pretty good. She's great. Oh, I would never say anything against her. She's one of my favorites, and I saw her papa holding his own with Tucker Carlson. We'll have to talk about that. There's a lot of people like myself that have been huge Tucker fans forever that feel he's somebody else now. And would say the same about Candace Owens, but then again, we never really knew her like we knew Tucker, you know? So Tucker still does wonderful interviews. Love him. Wish he was back in the more constrained format on Fox. I miss those monologues at 8 o'clock at night. Jesse's fine, but he's no Tucker. But yet, Tucker is going off the rails, and a lot of people are scratching their head. They're scratching their head like this, see, right here. And it's not because they have lice, no fleas, no fleas. Let's get into Skutnik. He loves this con- content. Like four of you sent this to me, including my friend Robert Wojak, who's probably not watching from Michigan, but he said he would try. How hard is it? The virtual church of the disillusion, you know? I think he knows how to do it. So here he is. He's been to the church, Robert, and they brought a gift with him and two other people. That's another story. I'm not going to tell that story because, I've just put his name to it. Um, but he's never watched. He's never watched. We talk all the time in the Facebook Messenger, etc. So Jackie sent me this. Not sure how this came into my Facebook feed, but you are right about this guy. Did you see what he posted about Sabrina Joyce? Surely Sabrina would report him to Facebook. Okay, so I don't think you want me reading anymore. But this is the words. See, since it doesn't say this one speaking, I have to. Well, I know this is Sabrina because she says you've never met my dad. So this is definitely Sabrina. Please leave my family alone. Stop stealing our pictures. Stop making claims you know nothing about. You get half of it wrong anyway. Well, that's quite a statement there. That means he gets half right. Which half does he get right? I'd love to know. I'd love to know. Sabrina, why don't you just give me a nice email for goodness sakes? It's not like we've never talked in the past. You were nice enough to respond to me. So let's talk. Let's talk. But I don't think that'll happen again. And I think I know why. You never met my dad. See, all these things could be said of me. That's what worries me. I want to go, though. You've never been to my church, to the church. That's true. I want to. I want to. Maybe 2026 is the year, huh? It'll be fun if you're there. You'll get to see me thrown into the mud. If you want to do some good in this world, tell everybody about Jesus. He can't do that, I don't think. He's not in the right frame of mind to talk about Jesus. Um, Better not to say anything if you're going to come from an angry space. Um, so now I think this is his answer. And I only have half of what Sabrina said. He said, "You are blaming Jack Willard." Who is that? Who is that? Is he a good looking chap? Uh, wow, look in the mirror. I know who you are, and I know what you've done for years. Michael really knows how to put that espionage in there. A believer in Jesus for the good work to help people? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Sabrina Joyce, and he says something very derogatory, which we certainly won't repeat here, and is certainly not true. She's a wonderful woman, a gifted speaker, uh, gifted singer. Um, and that's a whole mystery. She has a song out about Christmas time, and she's singing about the death of somebody, and that's a whole thing that I just have to guess about because we're left to guess. We're left to guess. People have told me Robert Wayne Joyce passed away. Um, I don't know. Never got verification on that, and I certainly hope it's not true. And then, of course, there are those who would just say, well, there's only Robert Wayne Joyce, also known as Pastor Bob Joyce. I get it. Um, so, see, I would like to feel that Sabrina sees me as just a harmless fuzzball. I'm borrowing from Rush Limbaugh here. Limbaugh, the greatest of all times on the radio, greatest talk radio guy of all times. I'd like to think she sees me as a harmless fuzzball, but I don't have the beginning of this conversation. And it's see, I don't belong to any uh, Pastor Bob Joyce Elvis groups. Um, Michael, uh, well, this isn't even spelled right here. The headline, it's Skutnik. The real uh, Elvis, that's misspelled, is Bob Joyce. Uh, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I don't believe. I know I don't belong to any of the groups. So if, it, whatever Sabrina said before that, I don't have here. Everybody sent me this part, but I didn't get the other part. If you have the other part of the conversation, please send it to Jack the Fair Guy at gmail.com. Jack the Fair Guy, FAIR, Jack the Fair Guy at gmail.com. Back to the live stream. And so when I came on in 2018 to do the chronological story, it wasn't long before I heard from Michael Skutnik, who at that time was the biggest programmer here on YouTube with the Bob Joyce's Elvis topic, and that's what he believed then. And he let me know pretty quick that he didn't appreciate my presence and that he wanted me to go away. He was very angry, threatening to me. I kept the emails. And then he tried being nice, and then we had a little decent interaction. But of course, it was kind of like someone from household of faith. They were nice, but they wanted me to agree with them. And if I didn't agree with them, then all uh, all of that would go out the window real quick, real quick. So um, he tried a copyright strike. I fought that copyright strike. You don't own the Elvis images and what have you. I'm doing something different than you. You're going to still be popular because you're putting together these. You never come on camera, and you're putting together back then anyway. These glitzy, well edited, which I am not capable of, and even Andy would. I wouldn't have Andy up here for hours trying to duplicate that. So I'm telling a chronological story and showing a few pictures either on my phone or, well, I don't know if I even used Google Photos in the beginning. I didn't. So, I'm different than you. There's room enough for two of us, but he didn't see it that way. He didn't see it that way. But I won the copyright strike, and then he got the ire of another creator, Jose, and Jose went after him. So that has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. I never tried to say, well, if you're going to copyright strike me, I'm going to copyright strike you right back. No, I didn't do that at all. So, you know, it just wasn't, our friendship was not meant to be, and he loves that I'm talking about him. So that's all I know. That's all I know about this. Now I've got to catch up here because we're getting people writing in here. Um, I was getting those messages, Rhonda. Glad I didn't see it. I'll lose my Jesus. Don't need to do that. Okay. Uh, Donna is here. Hello, Donna. Just talking to Elaine. I just want to hi, Jack, and everyone, says Donna with a rose. Thank you for the beautiful rose. Jack, I hope when Elvis is 105, we will finally know. I'll be here and I'll be what? When he's 105 in my 80s. And I'll be saying, any day now, we're going to find out the truth. I can feel this is the year. I know that's what some people are thinking, so I might as well just say it. I might as well just say it. Oh, dear. I'm 78, says Lauren Gidry. No relation to Ron, right? But a fan. Um, yeah, I got a lot of people that are around that age. I hope I make it to 78 and that I still have me marbles, Mr. Barnabas. Hope I still have me marbles. Every once in a while, a marble will fall out of my ear. So I'm a little concerned. Our governor seems to be a chucklehead, says Neil. What state are you in again? Besides a state of insanity, of course. Bob's eyes are blue, yes, but sometimes he seems like he wears the brown contacts. Someone was talking about that on our last show. Kit from Knight Rider. That's right. William Daniels was the voice of the car, a Knight Rider, with Mr. Baywatch himself, Mr. Hasselhoff. What a hassle that guy is, right? Yeah, you're absolutely right. So that means he did a lot of voiceovers, William Daniels. You don't realize how many actors made their most money doing voiceovers. And I wouldn't be surprised if William Daniels is in that category. Sure, he's still alive, 95 years old, still getting around, going to fan conventions. Huh. And I'm going to come down the list here a little bit now. We have 71 watching. Welcome to Worldwide Ramblings, our live stream that we usually do Wednesday and Saturday nights at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Times can vary. Like when I go to the Jimmy Sturr Polka show in April at the Wilkes-Barre Casino, Wilkes-Barre Casino in Pennsylvania, I won't be able to come on that night. And we'll do a Sunday night, maybe. We'll do a Sunday night. Once in a while, it's nice to do that. Matt lives about 20 miles from me, the great Matt Joyce. Yeah. I still hope we get to see his Elvis show. I would love to see his Elvis show. I know that. So I guess first I read it that it was Skutnik that was talking smack about me, but maybe it was Sabrina. Now that I read it again, I don't know. I don't know, jackthefairguy@gmail.com. And by the way, you can always come on live via the phone if you want to, Sabrina. I'd have to know for sure it's you, though. I'd have to know it's for sure it's you. I don't put many people on live, so it's a chance that I take, but I would take it. I would take it. And I know why you won't do it. I totally understand this part of the story. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Why would it be in your interest? Why would it be in Pastor Bob's interest? Right? Right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? I've thought about that. I'm not that stupid. I know you think I am. um, so here's someone new. Manon Harvey. Manon Harvey. Hi, Jack. Several years ago, I followed Suzanne Pratt online, who also talked about Elvis Presley and the older stories, or did she mention Bob Joyce too? At the same time, Skutnik was saying everywhere that he was Elvis's son, etc. Yeah, that's another thing about Skutnik. He's people have talked about that. I don't know this to be true. I never quite caught on to that, but people say this is just what people say. I speak of possibilities. I could be wrong about the whole thing. I mean, everything I say, I could be wrong. And that's something I'll talk about too. Uh, but yeah, people have said that. Robert, my friend Robert's talked about that tonight. Where are you, Robert? Once again, you're not here, right? You've missed your well, you've got a clean record, never seen me all these years. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Uh but certainly Skutnik used to say that Bob Joyce was Elvis Presley, and now he says the opposite. Says he doesn't believe that anymore. And just as he was angry at anyone who would come against him for saying Bob is not Elvis, he is now furious with anyone who says, "Isn't this true?" Sure seemed that with what he wrote here, he's furious with anyone that would disagree with him. This is not that important to get all that upset about. It really isn't. Life is too short. Life is too short to get all caught up in this. This is something we do for entertainment. And then I walk away from it. Oh, yeah, I'll check my emails and then I'll look around at what other people are doing. And I'll look for information from my sources and what have you. But I don't want this to be my whole life. I got too much getting right with God to do. Way too much. It's Lent, for goodness sakes. Um, so Jody Smith says, Jack, we talk revelations the, in the Bible. I feel there's going to be one coming soon. Will be through leaked information. We finally going to know he is who we think, but still people will say no. Yeah, there's people that don't like Pastor Bob, and I can't think of a more likable man. I can't think of you know a more gifted man. So it's a shame. I don't know exactly what he's looking for, says Manon Harvey. Uh, well, again, I'm not going to continue to talk about Mr. Skutnik because I know that's what he wants me to do, and he doesn't like me. So, there's not going to be any camaraderie there. People have talked about Donald Stone. Donald and I get along fine. I respect him. And he told me all about Coleman, Alabama, because he was there. He was there. So no problem there. And I don't hear from Jose anymore. We had a disagreement, and it didn't mean that much to me, but it meant everything to him. And it's been years now. It's been years, and I'm still here. I wouldn't have expected that in terms of doing content. I certainly hope to still be here. So yeah, I don't know either, Manon Harvey. It's an interesting name, by the way. 5686. What's that mean? Brenda Gaskill, what exactly is her last name and when was she born? What are we talking about here? Somebody else you're responding to? I don't know. Michael Skutnik is a guy. It's not Michelle. I've seen that written several times. Jack, we talk Revelations. I got to that. Yeah. Well, of course, the revelations that are in the Bible are a bazillion times more important. This is just an entertainment story, just an entertainment story. Rhonda Wolf has a definite opinion on the situation, I see. Say, did anyone see the movie The Identical? I thought you were going to see Epic. I thought you were going to say Epic. I sure did. I sure did see The Identical. And um, I know there's correlations there and what have you, not exact correlations. I don't think that Jesse's alive, if that's where you're going. But I wouldn't say I'm 100% sure on anything in this story. Um, okay, Rhonda. Carol Cook, welcome. Hi, Jack and all from Canada. Hope all is well with everyone. Yeah. Hi, Jack from Aussie Land, says Jackie Organ. She emailed me earlier. Thank you. You and 3 or 4 other people wanted to talk about this story. So I've said all I can. I would love to. And by the way, when someone from the inner circle wants to tell me something but doesn't want it broadcast, I could point you to someone in the inner circle right now that, well, no, I couldn't because then I'd be violating that. So I scratch that. I can't. But what I'm trying to say is I would respect that. I believe, and this is off the record. And the reason I still want to hear it, obviously, because it gives me a better understanding of how to approach the story, what really might tick you off and you wish I would do less of, or, if you want me to just jump in the river, I wouldn't be surprised to hear that. My God, he's been doing this since 2018. I didn't plan on it, but the story keeps rolling, 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 rawhide. You know what I mean? You know what I mean by you, girl? Michael Hembry is here. Good movie. Well, yeah, good movie. And you probably believe that's what's real about the Bob Joyce story, that it copies The Identical. Maybe you do, and that's you're right. Sabrina, Joyce, McDonald, Beasley. I think I'm correct in saying her first husband passed away. So that's what this song that she has out on YouTube, if it's still there, is about. Her first husband, maybe not her father, Robert Wayne Joyce, who would be 73 years old. He'll be 74 if he's still with us, and I sure hope he is. Is it the 19th of June? I think. Well, thank you, Rhonda Wolf. You're a fine American, even though you're from the former Yugoslavia. Miles Wright and Judy Wright, maybe, saying hello to Bayou Girl. Jack, I saw that movie, the Kate Logan affair. You see, I recommended the Tubi movie. She definitely has mental health issues. Yeah. Yeah, that was basically what they were saying. And I think they even say that in the description. But you have to realize, Elaine, she made the decision while she was looking at herself in the mirror and had her gun with her, that the only way she was going to be able to maintain her job on the police force was to do what she did. And I don't want to give too much of the movie away, the Kate Logan affair, on Tubi for free. But she had to do and it worked out for her, and so that's what she did. She seemed kind of normal at first. She was only on the police force for like a few months, and she mistook this French actor. You want to see him now? Did you look him up, Elaine? The French actor. I know his name. Let's see if I can find this for you. I think I have it right here. Michael. I see you, Michael. Let's see here. Pictures. Yeah, here he is. You saw the handsome French actor. Well, he's still handsome. He's lost a lot of hair, but he's still handsome. But time marches on. Time marches on, and here he is now. He's a very popular French actor. She kind of still looks the same. She kind of still looks the same, you know. Hair and hair color make a lot of difference, but that's how he looks today, Elaine Peterson. That's how he looks today. He has worked a lot. He's worked a lot in various projects, and she has too. What was that show she was in 2022? I think it was on Hulu. I don't watch Hulu. I don't have Hulu anymore. I don't want anything to do with Disney. But that's how he looks now, Elaine. Different, huh? Huh? Pam Donnelly. Jack, I have no interest in seeing the movie Epic. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say the Kate Logan affair or none of those other sexy movies you talk about. No nudity in the Kate Logan affair, by the way. Not really. Jack, I have no interest in seeing the movie Epic or any of the other movies about Elvis or Priscilla. The truth will come out eventually. Yes, I think you're in the camp of I don't care whether he is or whether he isn't, right, Pam? So that's fine. Um, let's see here. Manon Harvey. Where did you say you were from, Manon, or did you? He knows how to get my YouTube account closed several times. Yeah, there are people like that you got to watch out for. He's not the only one. Um, so, well, I have a relationship with the YouTube people, and um, what he posted obviously is in the public domain. So it's a news story. It's a news story, and I don't have anything negative to say about him. I just told the facts of the story as they relate to me, and we move on. I brought the book Elvis and Gladys. It's very informative. Okay. See, I wouldn't do that much of a deep dive. I'm not that kind of Elvis fan. Never been to Graceland. Wouldn't mind going, I suppose, but I'm not compelled to go. I'm not compelled to go. I'm not that kind of fan. I was the disc jockey who played his songs for the most part after they had already become hits and were on their way to becoming oldies. I played them on the radio and loved them. Absolutely loved them. And then, as I grew up, I heard the early Elvis stuff and wow, it's just incredible music, incredible music. So I have no problem saying he's the greatest of all times. I'm in that camp, but I'm just not the kind of guy that, would rush to Epic. I can tell you something that's true. The Bob Joyce topic right now, and this has been true for a while, is bigger than Elvis in the sense, don't get me wrong, because those of that don't believe he's Elvis are infuriated with that comment. It's just that the Bob Joyce topic gets more hits than older Elvis stories. And I'm not talking about for me personally, but in general. I mean, look at the fact that we heard from someone that told us that on bobjoycemusic.com, but across social media in recent months, he's gotten something like 33 million hits. 33 million hits. That's a phenomenon. Gene Ho said it was a phenomenon, wanted me to come on and talk about the Bob Joyce phenomenon, and that's what we did. So, I'm bummed out that things are the way they are between him and Gene now, or Gene, I should say, and Pastor, because Pastor Bob didn't say these things. Gene did, and he did a follow-up video recently where he was basically letting us know he wasn't about to change his opinion and use scripture, which is a common thing people do. to back up what he was saying. He's reading the scripture that talks about when you try to reason with someone and they don't receive your wisdom, shake them off as like dust on your feet. Shake them off as dust on your feet. So that tells me there's not going to be any reunited and it feels so good anytime soon, and that's Gene's business, and whatever, obviously you got to let it go, because the only person the person who holds on to a grudge, and I'm not saying he has one, or that he's holding on to anything, but if someone does that, they become the victim. They become the victim. Nancy DeMarco is here talking to Brenda Gaskill. Um, Lana Dye, welcome. Epic is awesome. Awesome film, huh? Yeah, I've heard that people like it. If you're the music lover at all, you will enjoy. Yeah, I'm not saying I don't want to see it. I didn't mean to make it sound like that. I probably would wait till it gets on Prime Video and buy it, though. I probably would do that. We don't, we talk about going to the theater to see movies, but we almost never do it. You know, we've been talking about seeing, what is it, Wuthering Heights. Karen wants to see that, and we haven't done it yet. Now it's going to be leaving the Paramount Theater, so we'll probably see it, pay per view. But when they first come on, they're expensive. They're 25 to buy, basically 24.99, whatever, and 19.99 to rent for 48 hours. So there you go. What's the number one rental on Prime Video and Sling right now? It's still The Housemaid, starring Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried, who lives right up the road, well, somewhere up the mountains of the Catskills in Sullivan County, with her family, and has this beautiful farm. And she just Karen was showing me tonight, because she saw the posting come up. Amanda posts a lot, and or Carlos Mendez post a lot about Amanda, lots of pictures. And she bought a really cute looking donkey to add to her collection at the farm. She's got peacocks, she's got horses, she's got other animals, cows I don't know about. Trying to remember, because I know CBS This Morning was up there doing a piece, and she was showing off her animals and what have you. So she's right there in Sullivan County, and there's a video here how she passed me on 17, which couldn't pass me right away. Karen and I were going up to Monticello to go to the Wanbo. We love that Chinese buffet up there, and then go to Walmart. And she came up behind me fast in the most beautiful black Audi I have ever seen, full size. I wanted that car so bad. And she's got like 4 Audis, I'm told, and 2 Teslas. And, if she'd want to give me one of the Audis, I could pay $100 a month, something like that. Thoughts are coming into my head that will not be broadcast here. If you're a guy, you could probably get it. Jody, Jack, I think people are so out for, I can't say that word too much, vitriol about you, that has come to knowing he is who we think he is. Well, having you say that, Jody, I'm not 100%. I'm not 100%, and they want to hear me say this, and I'm only speaking the truth, because I can't see how he wouldn't be in the bloodline. Oh yes, I know what people say right away. Look at the broken pinky. Somebody has an analysis of the veins. They never sent me an email saying anything more about it, but that it's exact to Elvis Presley and stuff. And see, there's so many. That's the thing about this story. Any other conspiracy, if you want to call this, I don't feel that the Bob Joyce topic is a conspiracy theory. There's so much more things. Now, we all know that there is a cousin of Elvis Presley who is becoming very active here, and she goes on other sites as well. And she is now realizing that she's got to get the Bob Joyce topic in there because everybody cares about this. And let's just be honest, it gets clicks. It gets clicks. You can only tell so many old Elvis stories, I would say. Although the Memphis Mafia Kid does it brilliantly, and he has a nice audience, and his parents uh, do it, and they have been, and they're fine. I have nothing against the Smith family. I have nothing bad to say about the Smith family. They seem to have, but I don't. So there's a video. Say It Louder, Bob Joyce, talking about the denial he did from the church, although she doesn't play it in the video I saw. It was just a short video, which means under 60 seconds. Shorts, that's under 60 seconds. And she says, say it louder. And, she talks about him having, I think, did you use the word slight uh, resemblance to Elvis? Slight? Talking about the left and the right, not the guy in the middle. Slight resemblance, the Elvis eyes. 2011. There's so much more than that, though. You know, there's dozens and dozens and dozens of things that we've covered. Everything from who preached the Lisa Marie private funeral, shown the card. Yes, that could be faked. I understand that. But there's no story like this on saying Jim Morrison or JFK or who else is so popular in the faked his death realm. You can find a few things, Michael Jackson. There's a few things. But when I got to like 7 dozen, I thought, oh my God, there's got to be something here. I mean, there's enough smoke to fill up the state of Texas. So there's got to be some fire. There's got to be some fire. But I have covered all angles. Love Child, son of Elvis. I've covered them all. But most people here would say Bob Joyce is Elvis. But I don't know that to be 100% truth. I don't. So I'm not trying to fool anybody. I've covered all angles. And I quickly learned that this is what people want to talk about the most. And without it, yeah, we'll lose. We'll go down to only the real core people, only the real core people. Of course, we can talk here on Worldwide Ramblings about anything. I'm going to talk about the State of the Union a little bit, but I'll probably save the bulk of what I would say, for a separate video, and that'll get 200 or 300 views probably. I learned long ago, since 2018, when I started this topic, that being popular in one topic would not dovetail in people caring about what you talk about on other topics. I love it when they do. I appreciate when you do watch the other videos, but there's less and less of them because, I'm not encouraged. So, well, vitriol also, Jody, gets clicks. It gets clicks. Anger generates clicks, but I'm not interested about that. God bless Michael Skutnik. Do your thing. Whatever. It's none of my business really what you do. Carmen Sylvia Official, I love it, from New Zealand. Hi, Carmen. Welcome. Welcome back to Worldwide Ramblings. Have you seen the incredible She-Hulk episodes yet? No, I didn't know of this. Tell me about it. Where are they producing this? What country? Where are they filming? Not in New Zealand, right? Does anyone shoot in New Zealand? A lot of people shoot in Arkansas now. A lot of people shoot in, several cities in Canada. Toronto, Hamilton? No. What's the other one? Can't get it off the top of my head right now. Jack, why they're acting this way towards you, it's because they know the funeral in 77. They know the funeral in 77, but they say it's real. Yeah. The cousin talks about that because in their mind, that numbs the fact of them knowing that he's still alive or could be. It does remind me of something else that was said, probably in another video that I did see. I don't see too many, but I did see. Who did we bury? Well, and all the people that have to be involved. Well, if somebody goes into the witness protection program, yeah, this is what would happen. Everybody that loves Elvis would state the party line. They would state the party line, and that's not unusual. That's what would happen. We have covered all that, watched the verdict and what have you, talking about the investigation from Phil Aitchison. He was a paid reporter that was paid to look into whether Elvis faked his death, what was said in the two Bill Bixby specials. Bill Bixby being a fan of Elvis, who was in two Elvis movies prior to him even doing My Favorite Martian and then all the other things that Bill Bixby did, including The Incredible Hulk. Everybody loved Bill Bixby. I never heard of anyone that didn't love Bill Bixby. And the specials were really good. At the end of the second one, he came to the conclusion that Elvis had passed away. Was that the plan all along? I do not know. But rest in peace, Bill Bixby. You were one of our finest television actors. And even though he did a few movies, he was very happy doing one TV series after another. And they were always successful. Maybe not so much that steam bath thing, but I'd sure like to see that now. I don't know. Is that available? Steam bath with Bill Bixby? Um, Jack, I would love to go to Spain. And you kind of like the Beatles. What about you? No, it's not on my bucket list. I'm not too thrilled about international travel, especially now as I approach 70. Although Italy, yeah, I still want to go there. England, see where my mom was from, which is Liverpool. And that's about it. I sure stay away from Mexico. It's not safe. It's not safe. Don't let your teenagers. No, I don't have that kind of audience because they're all older than that. Most of them, anyway. Cancun, forget about it. Go to Miami Beach. Oh boy, they'll love that. It's so crowded there already. Go to Venice Beach in Florida. They'll love having you there, running around mostly naked with kegs of beer and the police coming at you. Jack, Elvis had cameras all through the house in Graceland. I know there were cameras, but I don't think they were in the sensitive areas. If you want cameras in every single room, you have had to have gone to the Hefner Mansion. So as the story goes, here's the Grand Titan, the Tennessee Titan, Todd Bradshaw. Good evening. Hello, Jack. Good evening, all. Better late than never. I'm trying to do a pregnancy joke about that, Todd, and I haven't quite formed it yet, but I'll let you know when I do. So welcome. Yeah. So what was I talking about? I don't know. Manon Harvey, I am in Montreal. Okay. I lived there, Manon, in 1964 from July to the end of December. And then my parents got back together. That's how we ended up in leaving New York and going to Montreal. She had distant relatives there, like in Hamilton and what have you, and knew a few people in Montreal. But I went to the John S. O'Connor. Is it still there? The John S. O'Connor Catholic School for 4 months. Came back to New York. Came back first to Connecticut to have you can still see, is it this side of my neck? I'm more confused. It would be this side, wouldn't it? Or would it be this side? I don't know. I had an abscess on my neck, and my father's insurance, because he's a New York City contract plumber, or New York City union plumber, I should say. His insurance wasn't going to cover me in Montreal or anywhere in Canada. So my parents got back together at that point, and he bought a house in the town of Wallkill, not far from here. And then I finally got back to school in like February, St. Joseph's, and didn't meet Karen then because I was in second grade twice at St. Joseph's. Um, Not the whole year, obviously, but I started in February and it was totally different than Canada. It was much harder than Canada, I felt. I was more lost than, Hillary Clinton at an integrity convention, to be honest with you. So, well, tomorrow's the day, right? Yeah, tomorrow's the day. Oh, it's they're really having to go far. They're having to go into their den or something, and they're gonna do their interview with Comer and the rest of them from the Congress from their home in Chappaqua, New York. Chappaqua, Chappaqua, not Chappaquiddick, Quiddick, but Chappaqua, New York, down in Westchester County. So that's not going to be on TV, or it is. I don't think it is, right? Oh, I want it to be on TV. I want to see that. See that good TV right there, Todd. Tell you what, I'm doing pretty okay, Miles. He's talking to Miles Wright. That I used to say Detective Miles Wright, but he's a real estate preparer type guy. Um, I never get the word right. Thank you. Yes. What's Neo saying that could possibly be funny? Just don't get Bill Bixby angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. That's a good one. Yeah. He warned them. He warned them at least, but they never took heed. It's like they wanted the Hulk to suddenly appear. I can tell you Lou Ferrigno wanted to suddenly appear. Uh, Jackie Organ talking to Todd Bradshaw as well, the Tennessee Titan. And you can the Hulk the She-Hulk is on your site, Carmen. Sylvia Official. It's on my site on YouTube. You are the She-Hulk, and Bill Bixby is in it. Well, that's definitely. So, what's the name of exactly of your YouTube channel now? You're the She-Hulk. Well, that's interesting. Oh my goodness. If I missed any, I'm looking back here. I don't know what's going on here, but every 3 minutes I'm getting a commercial. They are heavy. I have noticed it too. The first time I watch it, there's not any for a good while, but when I watch it later on, there's quite a few. So you have to get YouTube Premium to get rid of the ads, Um, Georgia has a film industry, so does Canada. Georgia, Canada is thriving, The Good Doctor was shot in Canada. Bates Motel was shot in Canada, I believe. They didn't do it where you would think they would do it, which would be on the Universal lot where they have I think it's still there, the Bates Motel and the house. Of course, that's not, when they go inside, they're on a movie set. It's getting cold in here. 36 degrees. Did it move on down? I bet it did. We were chilly last night. Let's see now. It was warm, fairly warm during the day. So I guess we're at 36 now. Very sorry to hear of the passing of Martin Short's oldest daughter at 42 years old. Maybe someone knows the name here. It's coming to me right now. Martin Short, by all reports, is as nice as you think he is in real life. And he had the tragic passing of his wife and now the tragic passing of his oldest daughter. They are devastated. And we just have our prayers with Martin Short. Please pray for Carolyn Mullins. She let us know that she was going through some issues with early stage dementia, what have you. So please keep Carolyn Mullins in your prayers. Very important. Brenda Noyce, not here. She's not here, right? It's been a couple of shows now that she's missed, and she's got many health struggles, so we hope she's okay. And we don't hear from Adam Davidson or Ted Richards these days. They both had many issues as well. Sabrina is an amazing singer and seems like a lovely person. Yes, I wouldn't dispute that. She's also a good speaker. She did some YouTube videos here, and she should do more. So I don't know. I don't know what Sabrina said in regards to me. Nobody sent me that part. I'll go to the email here, see if I'm missing anything. Um, let's see here. Thank you, Elaine Peterson, for hitting the Cash App for $10. Thank you so much. Um, I appreciate that a lot. My Cash App handle is lowercase letters Media Guy 56. Media Guy, MEDIAGUY 56. The number's 56. Media Guy 56 for any amount, whether it be $1 or 1,000, whatever you can do. It helps us meet our meager budget. So I went to the tax lady yesterday. I went to see Anna, and she, has a lot to do. And at the end of the day, uh, I'm not getting a refund. I was really hoping I would, but I'm not. And I'm probably like $249 in the hole when all is said and done, because you have to factor in her fee. She does a lot for me. It's a little more complicated than it ever was before in my life because, I do have a few stocks on Robinhood. I wish I had a lot more than NVIDIA, to tell you the truth, but I've got a few. I've at least got a little taste. I got a little taste, as Tony Soprano. You better give Tony a little taste or he's going to chop you up in the bathtub. That's just my advice. Just my advice. So thank you, Elaine Peterson, very much for doing that. We'll check back on that. See, did you give me any more, Jackie, or there is no more? Someone from the group posted this on your behalf. It's not. See, I'm really confused here. Who said what? It's not Jack Willard that has the problem. It's you all for not telling the truth. Huh. Okay, so that was someone, a third party. It wasn't Sabrina and it wasn't Michael. I'm confused. Um, in terms of Michael having the right to post pictures, were they publicly posted? Um, I think I think I have to apply the same thing I said to Michael at the time. You don't own the Bob Joyce images. You don't own the Elvis images. You're not the exclusive guy that has the right to use them. It's public domain. There's fair use and what have you. We're telling a news story here. Um, I would certainly, all Sabrina would have to tell me is please don't use the pictures of me and my husband that I'm going to post or whatever. I don't follow Sabrina, so I wouldn't see them unless you sent them to me, and I would definitely do that. I was asked once to take down a video where we were just it was almost like a parody video of songs that I came up with that could be on the new Bob Joyce album. And I was told that they wouldn't find that amusing, and I took the video down. I didn't double down, I took the video down. You know, there are people that double down. And if they used to share some uh, Bob Joyce content, now they're showing more than ever. So be it. That's not up for me. You know who you are, so I don't know. I mean, it just depends where it was posted, Jackie, it just depends where it was posted. So I don't know. All right. Thank you, Jackie. We heard from Spencer for Hire. See your email. Thank you. And as I say, we did hear from Carolyn Mullins, and she needs prayer. She needs prayer. I'm not going to say anything that I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a private email, so I have to be careful here. I have to be careful. Back to the live stream we go, and here's M. Silva from the Moose State of Maine. No, that's not where she's from. She knows where she's from. She's from a very big state. Hi, y'all. Hi, M. Silva. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to have you here. Jack, you've got to be careful on social media because there's people who will pose as other people and say there's someone they're not. Yeah, there's that too. There's that too. You can always tell from the IP address if it comes to that kind of thing. We have a swig of water. As I said, if I do any detail about the State of the Union address, um, I will do it in another video, completely separate. It probably won't get a lot of hits, but you know. But I did watch the State of the Union, so here's a couple of minutes on it, and just lower your volume if you don't want to hear it, okay? Because there are people that don't. Hi, lovely Rita Maid. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I thought it was maybe the finest speech that Donald Trump ever gave. The longest State of the Union, and usually they get a little tedious, but he kept it going the whole time. He knows how to handle, and he knows how to use an opportunity. He made the left seem outright foolish. Speaker Johnson was going to have Omar thrown out right away. I don't know what the sign said. We never got to see it. But, when Al Green, not the singer, when he started acting up right away, they just escorted him out and he went. He was all nicely dressed too, it's too bad. He could have sat there and scowled, whatever. At least he showed up, 73 members didn't show up. They get paid to show up. They are representatives of the people. Every one of those 73 that didn't show up should have to answer for it. Don't give me this censure stuff. It means nothing. They should be fined. Won't mean anything to Omar, though, if she gets that, because all of a sudden she went from dirt broke to, what is it, $74 million? What's that about? Is her paperwork right in terms of her entering this country to begin with? Did she marry her brother to do it? All these kind of stories. But she was rude and obnoxious and what have you. And Trump was able to masterfully use that. John Fetterman was a gentleman. He wore a suit and everything. And I don't know what he's doing on that side of the Capitol. He should be sitting on the other side of the Capitol. I'm hoping he comes to that understanding. I'm hoping he does, because he turned out to be the big surprise once he recovered from his stroke. He says you respect the office. Even if you don't respect the president, you respect the office. And there were Republican senators that sat there and said, I had to sit through the last 4 years of State of the Union addresses, and I didn't want to be there, but I had respect for the office, and that's what I did, even though I was looking at a guy who had basically destroyed America in so many different ways. He showed up, and that's the responsibility. Instead, they have this crazy counter programming with Joy Reid out in the cold, only about 12 people there. And then another place, I guess it was another place inside, where they had people dressed up as giraffes, including the guy who had interrupted the church service, and various political figures, various progressives and what have you dressed up as frogs and giraffes, making complete idiots of themselves and not doing their job. There were so many telling moments when Trump brought up the SAVE Act, registration. Voter registration. You must have an ID and a birth certificate to vote, especially the certificate when you're voting for the first time. If you agree with that, stand up. And everyone, I don't know about Fetterman, but everyone stayed seated. And they couldn't even get up for the woman whose daughter was stabbed like 25 times. Was this the one on the subway? There's been so many, I forget. On the train, I think that so there's her mother crying with her husband holding her up, and everybody stands to honor her. And everyone on that side, for the most part, sat down and didn't, they just couldn't, because they don't want any kind of borders. They want everybody in. And so tough that your daughter was stabbed 25 times. We don't care. We don't care. These people showed the true colors. The snake skin was revealed from their flesh. Maxine Waters didn't show up. She said, quote, "I will not honor the president with my present. I will not honor the president with my present." Did you mean presents? Oh, that must have devastated him not to be able to look out and see your smiling face. There are people on that side that I just can't believe, including the former astronaut that did the commercial with some other progressives. I wouldn't call them Democrats. Mark saying that the military has the right to disobey the president of the United States, and of course a liberal judge stepped in and stopped him from getting any punishment so far. But it'll be tried again. It'll be tried again. But how could you sit there with some of the things that you should have stood for? It's unbelievable. They got up a few times. But the yelling from Omar and Rashida, oh, send them packing. Send them packing. They are a disgrace to the United States of America. But there's that. What's his name? Is it Jack? His first name, Garibaldi or whatever his name is. You see him on TV. He's fairly pleasant. He seems like he'd be a smart man, but there he is. He's right in there with the brood of vipers, I would call them. As President Trump called the Pharisees a brood of vipers, I would call them a brood of vipers. And that's it. I'm not going to do any more on that. That's all Gloria, I promise. Gloria, Gloria. And, people don't come here to talk politics, so only a small percent will respond to what I said there, and that's okay. I have joined Hives for Heroes, says Neo. Yes, you would join something called Hives for Heroes. That would be you. Yes, a brood of vipers for sure, says Gloria Drummond. Stop with the They have no honor, Jack. So horrible to not stand. They didn't stand for the young boy with cancer when he got his honorary shield last year. They are something else. Just responding to your comments, I'm not going to go off on a tangent. I said I was done, and I basically am. You were right about Nick Cage filming at Sabrina's house. Matt Joyce posted pics and videos. And who was it that was so quick to? Oh, it was Dave Blaze from George Magazine. That's ridiculous. He did not do that. Nicolas Cage didn't film at Sabrina's house. So, yeah, it begs the question. And I'm sure Sabrina would understand this. She knows the email, jackthefairguy@gmail.com. Jack the F-A-I-R guy @gmail.com. She knows. I mean, how could we make that link? Nick Cage is the former son-in-law, not for long, of Elvis Presley. What in the heck would he be doing in Arkansas filling at he's in Arkansas because it's a great place to film. They give you a lot of breaks and everything. And so that's cool. I totally understand that. Um, but what would he be doing there? What would he be doing filming the best pancakes in the county, a scene from it at Sabrina's house? That makes no sense if they're not some way connected to the Elvis Presley story. Makes no sense at all. They would probably say because Matt is under the EPE, Elvis Presley Enterprises umbrella, as a certified Elvis impersonator, and he asked Nick Cage to do it. Maybe they'd say that. I don't know. I just thought of that. So we have Elaine Peterson hitting the Cash App and Todd Bradshaw, the Tennessee Titan, for a late night snack fund. Well, I'm trying to be good. So if it is a late night snack, it'll be something like yogurt with blueberries, Chobani, I guess, usually, or maybe the other one, Yoplait, which is smaller. And I put a little of the Suzanne Summers powder in there from the Gut Renew, maybe a little collagen, which is probably also in the Gut Renew. And, I try to be good because this is my time. I don't want to be on this 1 milligram of Ozempic forever. It cuts down on muscle mass, and I worked hard to get these muscles. All those hours at Crunch Fitness, Is my nose getting bigger? Thank you, Todd. $30 for late night snack fund on the Cash App, which is lowercase letters Media Guy 56. Media Guy 56. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We heard from Cliff, which is really Rhonda. I can't watch it now. What's it all about, Alfie? What's it all about? Is that you there, Rhonda? Very nice. Very nice. And yeah. I will look at it, though. I promise you I will. And back to the live stream. Thank you, Todd. And thank you, Elaine. Also, there's the thanks button for any amount at all. That would really be helpful. We're about to close out February. We're a little short. And when I say we're a little short of the bare minimum, we're a little short of the bare minimum. So please hit the thanks button if you can for any amount. Or if you want to load Cash App, if you don't have it, you find it in the Google Play Store, and you can use it for many things, including receiving money and what have you, or pay bills with it. And that's available in the United States and England for sure, or the UK for sure. I think that's correct. Maybe Canada. What happened to Shelley with an I, huh? I don't know. Oh, here's Carolyn Mullins now. Hi, Jack. Thank you for my prayer request. I don't mind if you share my illness. It's no shame, and maybe it could help someone to take even small signs very seriously early on and to get some help ASAP. I will keep you posted. Thank you so much for your continued prayers, which I try to do every night. And from my Jack Willard family, thank you. Elaine wants me to take her to Spain. What, does she think I'm made of money? Have a good night, says Michael. Thank you, Michael. You too. That's nothing to do with the music group. All right, back to the email. I will then, Carolyn Mullins. Hi, Jack. I hope you and Karen and Andy are well. I am sure you got a lot of snow. We only got about 6 inches. We lucked out, so to speak. I don't like to use the word luck. But Chester, New York, which is just 12 miles from me, got a lot more than we did. It curved before it hit this part of the Hudson Valley. So 6 inches, not bad at all. And it's been melting. But it's cold tonight. 36 right now, but it feels colder in this studio. I covered up the vent so Brad would he wouldn't do it for me in a bazillion years, but that's not the point. I'm sure you got a lot of snow. My daughter lives in Pennsylvania, and they got a big snow also. I'm going to share with you about my dementia diagnosis. I knew I was having a problem because I was getting so forgetful. This manifested itself before my husband passed away only a year ago in February 12th. So that would be 2025. What an awful year because he was the one, of course, that I depended on. He died with his arms around me, telling me how much he loved me. Bittersweet. He had a massive heart attack sitting on the side of our bed. Our son did CPR to no avail. Well, I kept on getting worse, so I saw his neurologist and had some tests done on my brain and discovered that I have dementia on the left side of the frontal part of my brain, the front temporal, the bad kind. Wow, we're clicking here. Very good. I like to hear that sound. Thank you. Thank you. I think. Front temporal, the bad kind. Since I shared that with you, I also have been diagnosed with Parkinson's. My dad suffered with that also. Isn't it funny? A lot of people that get dementia also get Parkinson's. Hereditary. I am on Primadone 3 times a day, and I go back at the end of March. That's when I go to for the first visit with the neurologist to see the doctor for more tests. My son is with me and looks out for everything I need. Thank God I haven't lost my mind yet. My mind is slow and my short term memory is very bad. Sometimes my long term memory plays tricks on me also. It takes me to worry, some struggle. Uh, Let me see. Sometimes my long term memory plays tricks on me. Also, it takes me a worry, some struggle, and a very aggravating time to remember things, making me upset and crying with myself because I can't do what I want to. I have become somewhat of a homebody because I am afraid I might get out and not remember how to get home sometime. I wonder if she was talking about driving. I need a lot of prayers. I will certainly keep you in my prayers. I am a lot older than you. I was 79 this past September. Well, heck, you're less than 10 years older than me. Take care. I always enjoy each of your programs. Thanks in advance for your prayers. So that's Carolyn Mullins for the Prayer Warriors. So there you go. Carla Eldridge. Hi, Carla. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. There you are, Carla. Very pretty. Like your eyes. Yes. Elaine won't let me see her eyes. $10 on the Cash App. Thank you very, very much, Carla Eldridge. I know you've been here before, but thank you so much for doing that at um, Media Guy 56, lowercase Media Guy, numbers 56. Thank you, Carla. Where are you from again? You've told me before, I think. I think you have. Oh, dear. And back we go to I Can See Myself Again. Tammy with an eye is getting a lot of ads, huh? As many ads that came when you're on YouTube should be paying you more. Yeah, it's it has a, I guess it increases when you have more subscribers and what have you. I don't know what they get. I know Candace Owens is making an absolute killing as the number one podcaster based here on YouTube. Based here on YouTube. She's getting views in the millions. She started another series against Erica Kirk. And it's just, people are saying they don't know what's happened to her. But I'll tell you, when you're getting millions of views and you know that could nosedive in a hurry down to, a few thousand, if if you don't keep it up, it's very hard to resist that. She would say she's just doing it because, she wants to tell the truth. And so, there you go. But she's getting more views than Tucker. Preach, Jack. Your assessment of the State of the Union is spot on. Spot on. Thank you, Lana Dye. Appreciate that very much. Some people just don't appreciate that. So I don't do too much of it. Um, go down the list here. Talking to lovely Rita Maid. Yes, we love Jack for sure. Well, that's very nice, Gloria. Right back at you. Thank you. There is 91 watching right now. Wow. So there's people that haven't checked in. Here's the real estate man, Miles, and Judy Wright hitting the thanks button for $9.99. Thank you, Miles Wright, for $9.99 on the thanks button that you see right down there. If you're watching the replay crowd, we'd love to hear from you. Any amount is great. And any comment from you was, you know what respectful comments are. Um, you have a comment section too in the replay, so be sure to use it and let me know what's on your mind, topics that you like and would like to hear more of, and what have you, and comment what you think. So thank you, Miles Wright. Appreciate that. Taxi Cab Yellow $9.99 on the thanks button. And Lana Dye, look at that. Copies you, Lana Dye, D-Y-E, like you're going to dye something in like the psychedelic tops that I wear every once in a while, the Woodstock tops. If I go up to Woodstock, they have a nice store. Woodstock is, well, it's not really Woodstock, it's Bethel Woods, because that's where the Woodstock Festival was, in Bethel, New York. And they have a beautiful store up there with lots of expensive clothes. And we usually go up there when we're going to a concert, but it's been a few years. Who did we see there last? I think we saw that country guy that's very popular. I'm looking at his face. I can see his face. He's on that old channel a lot, long hair. Marty Stewart. Marty Stewart was wonderful in the inside part of Bethel Woods, which is right next to the store. Thank you, Lana. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Miles Wright. $9.99 on the thanks button. $1.99 is fine. $2.99 if you've been watching me and you have been so blessed. If you've really been blessed and want to do something, hit the Cash App, because I get more of it. Lowercase letters, Media Guy 56. But donations in that realm are fine, and they make a big difference in my monthly total. Thank you. So there you go. If I haven't heard from you, if you haven't checked in, please let us know you're out there. If you're new, especially, I always love to know where you're watching from. This is the fastest 2 hours, I'll tell you that. It goes very, very fast, and we'll probably do it Saturday night. That's the plan as of now. If anything changes, I'll just do a video letting you know the new time, okay? And sometimes we just pop on to pop off. So please subscribe, hit the like button, and the notification bell. That way, if you're near your turned on device, you'll know that we're coming on. We've released a pre-recorded video, perhaps, or what have you. And appreciate that. I do. Just looking back here. Manuka honey. Robin Roman's talking about that. Karen loves that. Suzanne Summers Organic sells that. And Karen definitely has some. So I've been ingesting the Siddha honey, SIDY, from the Himalayan mountains. The honeybees forage off the Siddha trees, which are there. And yet, I think, no, the other stuff I got is from Thailand. That just came today, which is the butterfly pea, PEA. I wouldn't have cared if it would help my, cognitive function, maybe reduce some brain plaque. I would drink PEE from the butterfly. But this is PEA, butterfly pea flower tea. It's supposed to be tea bags. I haven't had my first drink yet, but I had a tablespoon of the Siddha honey. Karen's been doing it too every day. It's not cheap. It's like $37 a bottle, but it's supposed to, especially it's already been tested in animals that it helped reverse early Alzheimer's, supposedly. That's an unsubstantiated claim. But I'm trying the various things. I'm kind of interested in Fatty 15 that Dr. Drew pushes a lot on Facebook. Fatty 15, which is something to do with dolphins. something from the dolphin. I don't think flipper, but some dolphins, and that's supposed to be very good, including for your cranium. Your cranium. So there's that. But when I take the sit of honey, I can actually feel a buzz from it, like it's in my head. So that's interesting. But I don't have any negative effects. That only lasts for a little while. So there you go. SIDR honey, which you can find at Amazon easily. So there you go. 90 watching right now. And Neil's in the Navy. They want you. They want you. They want you as a new recruit in the Navy. You can wash each other's back. I have my own words to this, so I better just stop right now. It's like I have my own words to "Oops, I did it again," and I'm definitely not going to sing that for you, Carol Cook, no matter how much you beg me. Jack, we'll say goodnight on my cell as it needs recharging. We'll finish up on my TV. Thank you. Prayers to you and Karen, all here. Blessings to all. Thank you, Carol Cook. Thanks for stopping. What time Saturday, Jack? It's usually 9 o'clock East Coast time. So translate that to your time zone. If you're in Australia, it's in the afternoon. That's right. We had a lot of dings there going on, didn't we? We did. And joining on the Cash App, Elaine, Todd Bradshaw, Carla Eldridge, Tim Spencer hits the Cash App for $10. Thank you, Spencer for Hire. Thank you very, very much. He's a good guy. And as I said to him in an email earlier, no worries, because I know you work hard for the money. He works hard for the money. He works hard for the money. He's younger than some of us, He's still got it going on there. Yeah. Not that we don't, but you know what I mean. So there you go. So, Karen was doing her swimming at the YMCA. I went down to the Colonial and had a few eggs and wheat toast and got Karen some cream of turkey soup that she said I should bring back. And pray for Carmen. That's spelled just like, is it? Now let me think. C or a K? Oh, for goodness sakes. No, it's with a C. She's the best of the best. Been doing this for over 30 years. And she needs prayer too. So pray for Carmen from the Colonial. Pray for Carmen, both health-wise and personal issues as well. She's a special, special lady. And I always give her a good tip because, I love her. What can I tell you? I don't see her as much as I used to because I just can't afford it. And, I'm trying to lose weight and what have you. So I stay away from some of the treats there, like the cheesecake that I used to more likely partake in. So thank you, guys. Cash App handle is lowercase letters, Media Guy. The numbers partake in. So thank you, guys. Cash App handle is lowercase letters, Media Guy. The number's 56, Media Guy 56. Ooh, it's freezing up here, gang. It's freezing. It feels a lot colder than 36. That means it must be windy. But everyone knows it's windy. I need some good honey. Yeah, you want to get, what you want to get, Gloria, is everybody says this anyway, is you want to get honey from a local beekeeper. There's probably a way, there's some kind of a store near you that would say it's local honey. And there's something better about honey that's been made in proximity to where you live. If I were to have my buddy, the beekeeper Bob Reynolds from Maybrook Honey, he would be able to say it exactly right. I never realized Neil was in the Navy. Yes, thank you for your service. So yeah, you want to get the good stuff. Although if all you can get is the Winnie the Pooh bear at a low price, then boy, that's tasty. It's better than nothing, that's for sure. Dark honey versus light honey. I think they say the dark is better. The wildflower honey and all that. You know, I like the taste of the yellow honey better. I do. What do you think, David? I'm still here, Jack, but are you all there? David, Brian, Lawson, what's going on there? What's going on, David, in your neck of the woods? My sister says, Rita, 11 years older than me, has Alzheimer's. Oh, dear. She had it and she passed away. It scares me. Sure, it would scare anybody. Um, I have not been officially diagnosed with it. The report indicated plaque, but it didn't make a diagnosis. So I counted on my GP on the phone because you can't see him after you just saw him. That's how it is. Dr. Drew's right about that. Um, and he said he seemed, if he knew what I was talking about, seemed to say I didn't have it, but I got to be careful because there's plaque. And so I'm seeing the neurologist on March 30th, and that will start testing, and he'll have something to say just by reading the special blood work that I had. Jack, hugs and kisses to you. Well, right back at you, Elaine Peterson. Thank you for your faithful giving via the Cash App. I so appreciate that. Don't give if you can't afford it, though. Don't do that. It's just a tip jar. It's just a tip jar. My mom had sundowners. It's like Alzheimer's. Passed in 99 at 79. That's an age a lot of people seem to die at, is 79, but there are many exceptions, especially for females. Oh, dear. Sunday, we'll be going to Washingtonville, New York. Washingtonville's not too far from here. The band Rocks On, ROXXON, will be there. Two friends of ours in that group, Joe Oreo and Larry Larson, the front man. He's not the lead singer, but he's the man who put the group together. And they'll be down at the Hook and Ladder Tavern Restaurant from 2 to 5 in the afternoon. That's perfect hours for Karen. And she's looking forward to seeing Larry and Joe because we haven't seen them. It's been years now. And we used to see them when they were in a group called Side Effects, Side F/X, Side Effects, many times years ago. And we're looking forward to seeing them again in Washingtonville, New York this Sunday. Eat blueberries. I do, Rita. Yeah. I put them right there in my yogurt and stuff like that. Very good for you. And there's other things too. So many things. The Alzheimer's drugs are very rough and can cause brain bleed and what have you. I don't want to go that route, but I'm not going to go to the neurologist and ignore everything he tells me. Helen McDonald says Australia and New Zealand have the best Manuka honey in the world. Oh, produced by bees pollinating the native Manuka bush. Yeah, baby. We have 71 degrees in Denver, Colorado today. I forget that you're from there, Robin. I don't know why, but maybe I do. Today, spring is on its way. Yeah, we can't wait. We had the most brutal winter, and it was nowhere near what some people get. We're just spoiled here in the Hudson Valley. But everybody is saying that, it does statistically add up that for this part of the Hudson Valley, this isn't Buffalo, New York. This isn't Syracuse. This isn't, Canada. This isn't Idaho or places like that. We had some big snowstorms, one very big snowstorm, but we We were fortunate with this last one from Monday because it curved before it got here and we only got 6 inches of snow. And Andy was able to do that and help out three other neighbors, and they pay him. They pay him. So that's very good. If I get beehives, they could get nectar from mulberries, blueberries, spearmint, clover, and more. Oh, that's a hard job because I know a beekeeper. He's been stung many times, and he has the outfits and stuff, and he does shows. He sells his honey at fairs and festivals, and he's not going to start producing honey, he said, till June. Most of his bees die. They have very short lifespans to begin with, you know. Thank you, Spencer, for hire. I appreciate that. Appreciate you hitting the Cash App. Never feel you have to. It tends to be the same people. That's why I'm thrilled when new people do it, because it's just a tip jar, and I don't want people to feel like, well, I've got to do it. Nobody has to do anything. It's not like that. Good night, Jack and family, says Bayou Girl down on the bayou, praying for everyone who needs it. Much love to all. Amen, amen, amen. Tim says my son-in-law passed 2 weeks ago, 49, of a heart attack. That's terrible. Do you think he got his testing? Was he aware of what was going on? Did he get his cardiac blood work and his CT scan and what have you? The CT score, also the calcium score, is very important. It lets you know a lot. Did he do that, or did he just not do it? Seems people just don't do it. Our friend from school, Judy, died at 60 years old. And I'm wondering to this day if she got her testing done. She had great health insurance. There would have been a copay involved, but so what? She and her husband had the money. We've got another reason to go to heaven. That was his favorite saying. Have you said that about heaven today? Jack, I'm still praying over the Alzheimer's. I trust that God is caring for you. That's what I feel too. I have a peace. I have a peace. And, so far, so good. It's a little bit of memory loss, but it's nothing major. I can drive just fine and what have you. Though, having said that, I have to pay attention. I have to pay full attention, especially in key areas. I have to pay full attention. I mean, we've got the XYZ kids out there, We've got a traffic circle where there should be a yield sign and there isn't. So people that don't usually come that way just zoom through there right in front of cars, assuming they're going to stop. And it doesn't always happen. Um, I'll admit I came close. Karen alerted me quickly, and there definitely should be at least a yield sign there or a stop sign, and there isn't. So, I don't even know how old you are, Neil. Blueberries are great. They really are. Honey is great as well. Jack, the doctor says getting stung by bees are good for you. Oh, really? That's interesting. Not non-stick Pam. Of course, some are highly allergic. I can't imagine that would be good for them. But yeah, interesting. Things are warming up, I bet, David, in North Carolina, aren't they? Yes. What's the price of gas where you live? What's the price of gas? Anybody tell me what the price of gas is? If you tell me in liters, I'm going to be, I'll have an idea, like, because I went to Canada and it's in liters there because they're all Celsius people too over there. But no, I don't know. Tim Boris, how are you? How have you been perking? Well, I'm not a percolator. My mom had a percolator. I never wanted any coffee from it though, because I don't still want any coffee. I'm doing fine. As Dave Ramsey says, the financial Christian financial counselor who has radio and TV shows, he says to every caller that asks him that, I'm doing better than I deserve. And that's the grace of God right there, the absolute grace of God. Um, yes, sorry for your loss. Exactly. 228 in North Georgia. That's pretty good, Miles Ray. It's still pretty high in New York. 272 maybe. I mean, a lot better than it used to be. 349 is what it used to be. Trump has gotten it down everywhere. And the thing that my tax lady Anna told me is, with the Cash App tips and with the money Google pays me, both meager sums. Um, but you know, it still counts because I'm not declaring that in advance. I'm declaring it at the end of the year. If it weren't for the big, beautiful bill, I would have been paying a lot more than $279. Um, and let me be specific on that, because that part of her fee is in the figure I just gave you. I owed the state of New York $212, and I'm getting back a refund, a small refund from the federal government. But when you add in her fee, I'm out about $249. I'm out about $249 just yesterday. You know, Katina is here, huh? Katina Swatsworth, Team SWAT. No, I was saying about that earlier, Katina Swatsworth. Um, she has not been on in a few shows now. So I mentioned that. Has she emailed me? Because it's about time for me to hit her up. Yes, I think so. So I will hit her up with an email. I will. I like blueberries. I like I love Jesus. I love Jesus. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So thanks for reminding me. I need to hit her up with an email, Team SWAT. Temperature is 55 in Lexington. I have to say it that way based on the movie The Terminal, the way Victor Navorsky said it. That's when I didn't realize that Tom Hanks hates all Republicans, hates all MAGA. I didn't know. So I spent my money. Too bad. His loss. Haters gotta hate. Haters gotta hate. Just because they're an incredible movie star doesn't mean they're smart. You know what I mean, Todd? Local honey is key, right? Tell me about that. You'll build an immunity to your area's pollens. See, he's saying what I couldn't say, and I've heard that. That's the scary thing. If one has allergies and such, in Sales Creek, Tennessee, a man counts on it. Because what are you mostly likely to be allergic to, Todd? What plant would you most likely be allergic to in in your area in Sale Creek? And do you have a very big lake there? Is that what you have? Is that what Sale Creek is? Educate me if you want to. Brenda Sage says, Jack, we just can't win for losing. My friend Tommy used to say that, and he would say it to my son Corey too. And my son would always comment that, Tommy just loves that, misery loves company. Misery loves company. Yeah, guys like you and me, Jack, we just can't catch a break. Wait a minute. I don't live like that. I know the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I'm not living like that. I'm not going to get up saying I've lost today already. So why even try? No, no, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I eat blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and bananas. Well, in our house, Katina, it is a number one rule. I think it may even be a law that we must always have bananas on the table. Always gotta have bananas. If we're getting low, I gotta go out and I gotta get them. If, she's not going out, we must have bananas 365 days a year. Some of them go bad before we can use them, but, if they start to get brown, put them in a milkshake, put them in a smoothie. That's better. Milkshake indicates, fatty ice cream. Put them in a smoothie with the yogurt and, what have you. Some juices. Yeah. Thank you, Todd, for that explanation because I've heard that before. I just couldn't pull out of my medulla or my cerebellum. My green onions and garlic are thriving. Well, they're excellent for you. And of course, you can hear the song Green Onions by, oh, jeez, by, it's an instrumental. Davis? Hmm. That bothers me. Green Onions, Booker T and the MGs? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Green Onions. Rita, prayers for you and your family. Let's see what Rita said. My daughter's ex-husband just passed away, the father of her children, 57 years old. He was an atheist, so sad, no prayers said at his memorial. Did he want it that way? I prayed anyway. Well, the thing about an atheist, and I think of George Carlin a lot when somebody tells me something like that because he died in a Catholic hospital and he really wanted to believe and tried to believe, he said. I wouldn't be surprised if he laid in that hospital and accepted Jesus Christ as his personal Lord and Savior. And just like the thief on the cross that was saved at the very last moment, Jesus said, "Oh, today you'll be with me in paradise." You don't have to be baptized to be saved. That's not what the Bible says. We get baptized because we want to obey the Lord. He showed us the example with John the Baptist. We want to be baptized as an adult, not a child. That doesn't count because it has to be a decision you make to be obedient to Christ, and He wants us to be baptized. You know, as you go down, it's goodbye to the old and up with the new possibilities that are endless in Jesus Christ. So that's very sad, but I wouldn't say that there's no way that man didn't sit there at the end if he was able to. You just never know, if you're an atheist and you go out and get hit by a bus, that's not good. There are no atheists in a foxhole. My mom used to say that, or at least my dad. Somebody said that. Yes, I've heard that one before. 9 words, Jack, that the thief said on the cross. 9 words, huh? I've never heard someone count them. Today, right, was first. Remember me in paradise. That's not 9. Spit them out for me, Elaine. I take 1 bite of cheesecake. Yeah, this way you haven't denied yourself. I like the way you think, Gloria. You're not going to sit there and devour the whole slice of cheesecake, but you're not going to never eat another morsel of cheesecake again. You're going to have a nice big bite. You're going to wash it down with water or tea, I love my hot tea. And, and especially like me, if you're on Ozempic, then you'll kind of feel that's enough. I can have 1 slice of pizza. I don't have to have 3 or 4 because it tastes so good. I can slowly enjoy 1 slice of pizza. Yes. So there you go. Prayers for all. Stay safe and warm. Jesus is always front and center. I can't wait to hug him. I can't imagine. I can only imagine the 2. That movie is doing very well with Dennis Quaid, isn't it? I want to see that. Very badly. And look at this. I go back to Cash App And so we have tonight Elaine Peterson, $10, Tim Spencer, $10, Carla Eldridge, $10. I think she hit it twice. Why is it only showing me now? I know Todd Bradshaw hit the Cash App for $30. Thank you so much, Todd, the Tennessee Titan. I think you did, Carl. I think you hit it twice. I don't know. Looks that way. Looks that way. Thank you all so much. And thank you for those who hit the thanks button. Miles Wright and Jody Smith and who else? Let me go back here. But it doesn't let me go back all the way. That's what's going to happen here. Oh, yes, Lana Dye, $9.99. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it stops after Miles Wright. Jody Smith, I know, hit the thanks button. Thank you all very much. Trying to get to the end of the list here. Thank you, Jody Smith. I think you hit it again. Thank you. So there you go. So the topic I talked about tonight, I'm not interested in talking to again. Obviously, Michael, do your own thing where you're at, and that's the way it is. It's not for me to say. We're in the book of Hebrews. Chapter 4. Many people think Hebrews was written by the Apostle Paul. We don't know for sure. NIV, starting with verse 14 of chapter 4. Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has gone through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold firmly to the faith we profess. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize, praise God, who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet was without sin. Let us then approach the throne of grace with confidence. The throne of grace, praise the Lord, with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. That's from Hebrews chapter 4. Good night to you, Rita, and everybody else. Todd Bradshaw. Good night. Good night, Elaine and Neo and Gloria, Carolyn Mullins. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Yeah. It's a very powerful verse that Jesus himself uttered $2.20 a gallon where Todd Bradshaw is. I see that now. Great. Great. I bet it's cheaper in South Carolina. I bet it is. President Trump said he saw 185. Was it Missouri? Where was it? I'm not sure. So we hope to see you Saturday night at 9 o'clock East Coast time. Thank you, Jody Smith, for hitting the thanks button again twice. Appreciate that very, very much. I do. And for all of you that have hit it or will in the future, hello, replay crowd. You can do it right there. If you don't find the thanks button there, sometimes you have to hit thanks first. I don't know. I mean, ask. I don't know why. You can find it in another recent video. It all goes into the same pot. We're closing out February. Saturday will be our last day of February, and I'm not sorry to see it go. March 1st coming. So thanks again. I appreciate you so much. Pray for Carolyn Mullins. Pray for Brenda Noyce. We haven't heard from her. Pray for, we've had various people talk about losing a son-in-law, what have you here. And I know Brenda Sweeney is very sad about the loss of her husband still, of course. And any need, Brenda Sage, prayers for Brenda. And she says prayers for all to stay safe and warm. Oh, yes, the heating oil as those prices, not the prices, but the amount of heating oil that's been needed has been astronomical for so many millions and millions of people. And there are still places with no power in Maine and what have you. It's a terrible place to be without power from the last big storm. My name is Jack Willard. I say a big God bless you. God be with you in every way, everywhere you go, and those you love. And I just heard that, so I'm coming back because I don't want to not thank someone. And Tammy Griffin, Tammy with an I, hit the thanks button for $25. She's very loyal, like many of the people that hit the Cash App. Thank you, Tammy. That is wonderful, and I appreciate it very much. So till we talk to you again, probably Saturday night, God be with you. Have a great Thursday.